contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. This evening I'm going to be telling you a story. It's by JK Rowling and it's from a series of short stories called The Tales of Beedle the Bard. And the title is The Tale of the Three Brothers. I'm going to be using props tonight and I ask you to accept that they are what I say they are. There were once three brothers who were travelling along a lonely road at twilight. Soon they came to a river. The river was very long and very wide. Too wide to wade across, and running too fast to swim across. But the brothers were practiced in the arts of magic, and they took out their wands and they conjured a bridge over the river. Laughing happily, they started to cross the bridge. As they reached the centre of the bridge, they noticed their path was blocked by a tall, hooded figure. And Death spoke to them. Death was angry, for she had been robbed of 3 new victims. For travellers normally drowned in the raging rivers below. But Death was cunning, and Death pretended to congratulate the 3 brothers on the use of their magic and how they had outwitted Death. And Death offered them a prize. The first brother stepped forward. He was a tall, combative man, and he said to Death, "I want a wand of such power that its owner can never be beaten. One worthy of a wizard who has conquered Death." And Death stepped off the bridge and went over to an elder tree, and there conjured a wand such as it never had been seen before nor since, and he handed it to the oldest brother. The second brother was an arrogant man, and he wanted to humiliate Death even further. And he said to Death, "I want to be able to bring back others from Death." And Death went down to the banks of the river. He picked up a stone and handed the stone to the brother and said, "With this stone, you will be able to bring back others from Death." The third brother, the youngest, the humblest and perhaps the wisest of the 3, did not trust Death. When Death asked him what he would like, he said, "I want to be able to go forth from this place without Death being able to follow me." Now this made Death angry, and very reluctantly Death took off his cloak of invisibility and handed it to the brother. She then stood aside to allow the 3 brothers to continue on their journey. Laughing, talking about their great adventure, and sharing their experience, the 3 brothers continued on their journey. Soon, there came a parting of the ways. The first brother, he travelled north for many weeks to a faraway village where there lived a fellow wizard with whom he had a quarrel. With the elder wand in his hand, the result of the ensuing duel was not in any doubt. And there, leaving his rival dead on the ground, he proceeded to an inn, where he boasted loudly how he had the world's most powerful wand, one which he had taken by force from Death himself. That very night, another wizard stole into the room where the wine-sodden wizard lay sleeping on his bed. And he took and stole the wand for himself. And, for good measure, he cut the throat of the first brother. And so death took the first brother for her very own. The second brother continued to his home, where he lived alone. He took the stone that he had been given by death, held it in his hand, and he turned it 3 times. And there before him, to his amazement and his delight, appeared the figure of a woman with whom he had hoped to have married before her untimely death. But she was silent and cold, as though hidden from him by a veil. And though she had returned to the mortal world, she did not belong there, and she suffered. The second brother, driven mad by longing and pain, killed himself so as to be united truly with his love. And so death took the second brother for his own. And although death searched for many years, he was unable to find the third brother. He looked high and he looked low. It was only when the brother had reached an advanced age did the third brother finally take off the cloak of invisibility and hand it to his son. He then went to greet death like a long-lost friend, and, as equals, they left this world together. And that, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, concludes the tale of the 3 brothers. Madam Contestière.